Listen, ladies, we are no longer sexy red. We are now on the sexy silver stage. That's right. So, I want to talk to you about pro aging. One thing that's important is drinking our water, having a pair of comfy slippers that we've broken in, and guess what else? Taking care of our skin. Yes. So, I'm going to show you a little bit about my morning skincare routine. Now, I don't use all three of these products for my morning routine. Which product I use depends on what's going on with my skin. Right now, I do not have a breakout. However, I'm experiencing dry skin, and usually when I do have that, it leads to breakouts. Another thing, moisturize your lips. I use Aquaphor to moisturize my lips. And of course, I just showed you the product I'm using. Ladies, hyaluronic acid. This is a serum that is true indeed to everything you hear about it. It is important that we start using it. I usually put it on my neck, but because I'm experiencing heat rash, we're not going to put it on our neck. Get you hyaluronic acid. You can get it anywhere from TJ Maxx to Nordstrom to Ulta. Get a hyaluronic acid serum. Here I am blending it in. Yes. Okay. So drinking of water, taking care of our skin, and moisturizing, right? That's part of the process. I purchased this Keys from Nordstrom. It came in a sample a few months ago and I just fell in love with it. This serves as a primer. It gives you a glowy, dewy skin look. And guess what? Once you do this, you can stop here. If this is what you want to do for your natural look, you can stop here. I'm going to take it up another notch. Here is the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop 24-hour concealer in mahogany. We swear by it, but don't be like me and run out and use it to the very last and look at that. Sometimes that happens with the color change with your concealer, but we're going to work it out. 24/7 color correction concealer. I know I just botched that name up, just like I just botched that and threw it out of my hand. I also put the concealer under my eye, but we're not going to do that today because I'm going to do something a little different. This color I use is mahogany. I put it on my frown lines, my smile lines, any blemishes. The next thing we have to do is make sure we moisturize and use a moisturizer that has SPF 30 or 40 in it. I swear by this moisturizer. Yep, this. We have to protect our skin, right? Drink our water, protect our skin. I've been able to find moisturized skin tint with SPF 30 in it, which is amazing. Ladies and gents, if you don't use tinted moisturizer, you need to invest in a very good one. I did find one with Beauty Counter. This is an amazing tinted moisturizer, and you did not see it because the camera cut it off, but Beauty Counter is no longer in business from my understanding, but this is what I use. I'm showing you the colors. The first one, it's a little dark for me for the summer, so I'm going to use the Beauty Counter, the last one I just showed you, and I'm going to start by moisturizing with that moisturizer with the SPF 30. It also prevents breakouts. So this particular moisturizer with SPF 30 does not clog your skin. This is very important, ladies, as we get up there in age. And like I told you, I'm experiencing dry skin, so I'm going to put a little bit of moisturizer on there, and that's going to help with that, right? Okay, important. Try to find a tinted skin moisturizer that has SPF 30 in it. And if you can't find one with that, then make sure you invest in a moisturizer that has the sunscreen in it, okay? You can stop here. This is pretty good, right? But I'm going to take it up a notch. I'm going to go back in with the concealer from NYX, Mahogany. I'm almost out of it. I know it's really good. You need to try it. I think it's $9. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on Ulta. You can get it at any drugstore, right? So you put it on any blemishes, any lines, and it really does wonders. I'm not ready to invest in fillers at this time, but listen, that's not off the table. But until then, I will use this particular concealer. Now I'm going to go in with my Beauty Counter Tinted Moisturizer. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a moisturizer that's tinted. Yep. And I used that moisturizer with the SPF 30 prior to this because this particular tinted moisturizer does not have SPF in it at all, right? And we have to protect our beautiful skin. So I'm going to go in with my foundation brush. Yep. Blend. And I'm going to be quiet and let you listen to the soothing sounds. Banana powder under my eyes right here. A lot of people don't like to use this. You can use concealer if you like. Either way is fine. Right now, I'm not using concealer for to brighten up underneath my eyes. This also serves to cover up any dark circles, but you can go in with a concealer like the Mahogany or come in with the banana powder. Okay, you can do that. Listen, I don't think I put this disclaimer up here before I started this video. I am not a makeup artist. I am not a makeup professional. I know nothing about makeup. I just play one for myself and personal benefits, okay? So don't eat me up in the comments, okay? And here it is. Here's a contouring stick. I don't know exactly the color, but it's a darker contouring stick that I purchased from Nordstrom that I like to use when I'm contouring. And remember, I said you can stop with the moisturizer or the tinted moisturizer, but we're going to take it up a notch, right? I just want to show you that you can look good and feel good, and you can do that on your own, right? Right. And I like to use this contour stick to do that. And then I went a little too far down, so that guess what? I take my foundation brush and I just kind of go over the part that was a little too dark, right? And I contour my nose. It has taken me a while to love my nose. But I do. I love my nose, but that doesn't mean I won't contour, right? Right. So I'm trying to contour my nose here a little bit. The lighting is not great in my dining area where I was sitting, but it is what it is, ladies. If you don't want to contour your nose, you don't have to. I particularly like to do it when I can do it. Again, I'm not a makeup artist. I'm just sharing with you what I do for my morning routine. Sometimes I stop at the tinted moisturizer. Sometimes I stop at the moisturizer after the hyaluronic acid. But it just depends on what I have planned for the day, right? And now I'm just looking at how it all looks right now. And it's coming along good, right? So we're going to blend that in a little bit more. Sometimes I mess up the contouring on my nose, and sometimes I have to go back in with my cheeks. I have been blessed with high cheekbones, so I love, love, love contouring on my cheeks. And I always do that no matter what look I'm going for. So then I take another type of foundation brush that I use, and I just go underneath my chin just like this. And I'm trying to stay away from my neck. I have a heat rash that I got from working out outside. Yes, ladies, try to get in the workout no matter what, but it was a little too hot that day and I broke out. My body just said, no, ma'am. So I'm just checking here to see how well it's blended. And again, I don't know how many times I have to say this, but I just feel like I have to keep saying I am not a makeup artist. And see, this concealer, this color correcting concealer in the pink, I learned that trick on YouTube a few years ago. You put that over your lip if you have any discoloration there. And not only does it cover the discoloration, but it also makes your lip pop. Makeup artist, am I correct? Am I wrong? Please don't eat me up. And then I'm using NYX Liquid Blush. I love this. My daughter showed me a little trick with this. You put a little on your nose and you blend that in, and it makes it look more natural for the summer, right? So I know it looks a little orange, but listen, it works. It works for me. So I'm going to blend that in. I use my hands a lot. I use my fingers a lot because guess what? I am not a pro makeup artist, and I'm just doing what I can do just to look good and feel good. So here I'm checking it out in the sun, blending a little bit more. And then I go in with this larger brush. I don't even know what it's called. It came in the pack a few years ago, and I just kind of blend everything in, right? I don't want to look crazy. And I love highlighter. I got this highlighter years ago from Ulta, and I just go in with a little bit of highlighter. Listen, do your makeup and your skincare routine the way you want to. I just showed you a little bit about mine. And as I said earlier, what's going on with my skin determines which route I go for my morning routine. If I'm having a breakout, then I use my cleanser for breakout. If I'm having discoloration, then I use my cleanser for discoloration. If my skin is just doing all right, I use that other one, okay? And then I follow up, of course, with the serum, the moisturizer. That's how I go. Now, like I told you, I love, what am I? Okay. I fell in love with my lips after years and years of not loving my lips, just like my nose. But I also know that lips are in. So I love to line my lips. This is a pencil I got from just your local hair store. And don't be afraid to mess up. Listen, we're not professionals over here. So I'll just use a napkin and wipe if I color outside of the line. Do not be afraid. I like to use 2 lipstick pencils. So I'm going to go in with the darker. The first one was more of a deep reddish, pinkish. And then I like to go in with a natural brown. We're going to finish it off with NYX. NYX, you need to cut me a check once I get to 10,000. But this is NYX Butter Gloss. It's beautiful. And don't forget your mascara. If you don't do anything after you moisturize, do mascara. A little lip gloss and a little mascara will go a long way. Like I said, I was blessed with naturally long lashes, but it doesn't hurt to put a little mascara on them. Here we go. And I forgot to do this. This is part of my contouring. I take a lighter concealer and just do this and blend, blend, blend. And voila. Now who's cleaning this up?